Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your favorite teacher in Florida, and I'd like to welcome all of you to yet another session. Now, for my new subscribers, welcome guys. I love all of you so much. For those that are always here with me, I love all of you guys, and welcome back to yet another session. Now, I gave you tips on interview questions. That was just the first set. This is another set of interview questions. Remember, you could be asked anything, okay? The one thing that you want to know is the tips and how to respond and what the interviewers want to hear from you. Number one, how are you going to measure students' achievement as a teacher? Number one, you could measure students' achievement by giving them CATs, quizzes. You could also give them standardized tests. These are ways that you could measure students' achievement. You could measure students' achievement on a weekly basis, 2-week basis, or maybe monthly basis, okay? Number two, how do you communicate with parents? If you're seeing me for the first time, you need to know that in America, you cannot discipline anyone's child, okay? When a child is having a rough day in class, you need to call their parents. When a child seems to be having an issue with another child, you need to call the parent. Again, if the child is also doing good in class, you need to call the parent, okay? Now, we only don't call for those days when the kid is doing bad. We also call for when the child is showing growth, improvement, is doing good, okay guys? So that is how you can respond to that question. I communicate to the parents through phone call, through email. I will call them to tell them how their child progress is in class. I will call to tell them when the child might have been having a bad day or a disruptive behavior in classroom, okay? Question number 3, what is your teaching philosophy? That is a very, very good question. And I remember they asked me this question, what is your teaching philosophy? How are you going to apply it in your classroom? There's very many philosophies, but you need to have your own, okay? Now, when I responded to this question that time, I said, my teaching philosophy is that education should be something that prepares the learners for the future. So, education should enable the child critical thinking and problem solving skills, okay? That is how I responded to that question. There is so many philosophies. I need you to look for one, okay? Another question they could ask you, have you ever worked in a diverse, or have you had a diversified classroom before? And if yes, how did you meet each of their needs, given that they are diverse in your class? How are you going to respond to this? Now, remember, when you're coming from Kenya, we have different tribes, okay? You could be working in a school where we have kids coming from different communities, different tribes, and you need to meet each of them at their level of need, okay? We have kids that are also coming from, let's say, for example, different communities like the Indians. You could be working in an international school in Kenya and you've interacted with Indians or any other community. How did you ensure their inclusivity in your lesson as a teacher, okay? Now, some of the tips that you want to remember as you go into this interview. At all time, you need to show your willingness to learn and to adapt easy, okay? As you answer or respond to your interviewers, let them know. When you don't know some of the things, tell them that you are a quick learner and you adapt very quickly, okay? Because you could be coming under J1, and a J1 is a cultural exchange visa. So how are you going to come and get into the American culture? You need to let them know that you are a quick learner and you adapt very quick. Okay, guys? Be very sincere and they will know when you're sincere. Okay? Another one. And this is a very important thing that I need all of us to always know. At the end of the interview, they will ask you a question like, do you have any question for the interviewer? You need to have a question. If you know, for example, you have an interview with a school in South Carolina, go to that school website, look at their activities, ask something around that, okay? If you going, wherever you're going, okay? Or maybe just have a question that you have to have at the end of the session that will show the interviewer that you took time to prepare for this interview, and it will also show that you are interested with whichever kind of question that you are going to ask, okay? So my teachers, I have made around 2 videos on interview questions. My expectation for you is that when you walk into that interview session on that day that you are going to have your interview, be confident, okay? Be confident. Take in a deep breath and then face the camera and give it your best. Is that okay, teachers? Remember, these are just regular teachers like you. It's only because they are in America and you're in Kenya, but they are just teachers like you. So approach them with that mentality and give it your best. So that is all we had on this side today, guys. Follow for more. Remember to click on that notification bell so that when I drop these videos, you should be the first to watch them. Don't let any of these videos miss you, okay, guys? So to my new subscribers, remember that we love you and we are all on this journey to these American jobs. Until another time, bye bye.